What up, everybody? Anybody there? What's going on? Slow down. Let me love you. No. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Hey, man.
Hello. Eee.
Close the door for me, Zane. Good morning, Anasia. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Anaya, good morning. Good morning. We are going to, I am trying to access right now. I'm trying to access my drive to see if I can get this assignment posted for you guys so we can talk a little bit about this assignment that I want you to do. And so I'm trying to get it right. So we'll see here. Give me a quick. And I'm trying to get it together. So give me a quick minute. So just give me a quick minute, guys, so I can get this together. All right. Yeah, I'm looking. Give me just a quick minute, guys. I think I found it. Who else is here? Taylor, good morning. Stop hating, Taylor. You always hating. Stop with the hate. Congratulate, baby. Okay. right. As we get started, see, you hating. I mean, it is what it is. It's okay. Some people just got to do that. It's all good. Um, so just for today, kind of a quick little review for everybody. What I'm going to do, kind of like we do in class a little bit. I am going to spitfire some questions at you guys. You guys give me the answer. Okay. And so, just a little review over the stuff that we've talked about from the progressive era. And then I'm going to talk about this assignment that I want you guys to do, and then that'll be all for this week. The assignment is going to be due by Monday of next week. Okay, and then obviously this weekend I'll post, kind of what we're going to do for the next week. We're going to move on to to imperialism. So we'll get it right. And I'll post the PowerPoint and I'll post the graphic organizer. I'm not going to give you a graphic organizer that's already filled out. I'll let you guys kind of fill it out from what we talked about. I'm also thinking about moving the class to Zoom so you guys can see the PowerPoint. And you can see my screen instead of looking at my lovely face the entire time. I know you guys enjoy that. As you can see, I haven't trimmed up my beard since we've been out. Mustache looking kind of crazy. But, it's all good. I'm sure y'all enjoying all my Michigan stuff back here. Go Blue. No, it doesn't. That's not true. It's okay. Taylor, stop with the hate, please. It doesn't do you any good. It doesn't do me any good. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. So moving on. What's good, boy? What's up, Jaden? While you looking at my live, stop looking at your phone too. You can't watch shows and look at my live at the same time. All right. So, and Jaden, I need you to go in and do your work in ethnic studies. I don't know what y'all doing in that ethnic studies class, but y'all tripping. So just to kind of spitfire some stuff at you guys real quick. So first question right here. This person, if you want to take a little piece of paper out, maybe even jot down the answer, or you just want to do it in your head. This is kind of a little quiz, kind of a verbal quiz that you guys are going to take. But this person wrote the book, The Jungle. Who wrote the book, The Jungle, in 1906? Don't cheat. Who wrote the book, The Jungle? Excuse me. I had a little burp right there. My bad. Who wrote the book, The Jungle? Put your answer over to the right. Come on now. Review. Who wrote the book, The Jungle? Something Upton. Come on. Look at Taylor. All right. Yeah, it is Upton Sinclair. Upton Sinclair, not something Upton, but Upton Sinclair. He wrote the book The Jungle. Very important. Got to get that in the head. He was writing a book where he was exposing the problems in the meatpacking industry. Excuse me. Excuse me. She probably cheated. You probably right now. You probably right. We got to know that he wrote the book The Jungle, very famous book, very good book actually. Very interesting that exposed the problems in the meatpacking industry. Question number 2. It led to the passing of what law? It led to the passing of what law? Focus, Taylor. Focus. Hey, focus, focus, focus. Let's see. You may have to cheat on this one. I don't want you to cheat. You said what? What spelled WHAT, by the way. I don't know if you know that or not, but it's okay. No judgment here. The jungle, it led to the passing of what law? Come on now, somebody, 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 somebody. Let me go over about 10 items here. The drug act law, yeah. Yes, close. It led to 2 laws, safety laws. Looking for them specifically. Food safety, yes. There are 2 laws. You need to know both of them. Both of them. The Meat Inspection Act, which required a inspection of meat before it goes out to the American public, and then the Pure Food and Drug Act, which is what created what is now the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, which regulates food, drugs, all the things that are released to the American public to ensure the American public's safety. So know both of those. Upton Sinclair's book directly led to the passing of 2 very important laws, the Meat Inspection Act and the Pure Food and Drug Act. To make sure we know both of those. All right, good. Moving on. Next question. Next question. This lady, she developed Hull House. She developed Hull House. What is her name? She developed Hull House. Tell me what her name is. Does it start with an M? No, doesn't start with an M. What is her name? Waiting, giving you guys some time to think. Her name's very good. Hull House. Her name is not Hull House, and it's Hull, Hull, Hull House. But Anasia's got it. Her name is Jane Addams. Jane Addams. Yes, Jane Addams founded Hull House, which is a settlement house for the urban poor. It was a place where immigrants, just the urban poor, anybody could come. They offered childcare services. They offered education services. They offered They offered several services for the urban poor. So that fit underneath the umbrella of social reform during the progressive era. Okay, good. Moving on to the next question. We'll ask about 10 questions here. We want to move a little faster than we're moving. She was an American author and journalist who exposed the Standard Oil Company. She was an American author and journalist who exposed the Standard Oil Company. She wrote a very famous book in 1904 called The History of the Standard Oil Company. And what is her name? Very good, Taylor. It is Ida Tarbell. Very good. Outstanding. Ida Tarbell. Ida Tarbell is the person who wrote Very good, Naja. Ida Tarbell. The next question I have is on top of that is what is the name that was given to people like Upton Sinclair, Ida Tarbell? What was the name? Teddy Roosevelt coined this phrase. What is the name that was given to these journalists who constantly exposed corruption? I don't even know. Come on now. Come on now, Taylor. You've been on fire. You've been on fire. What is the word? It was coined by Teddy Roosevelt. It describes these journalists who are constantly exposing the negatives and the ills of society. There it is. Anasia got it. It is a muckraker. A muckraker. That's a big ELC item right there. Muckraking journalists, journalism. They are always raking up muck. They were always bringing up the negative and bad side of what was going on in society. So Teddy Roosevelt didn't particularly care for that, and he coined this phrase that they are muckrakers. And we drew this similarity between Teddy Roosevelt calling the journalists of the day muckrakers and President Trump today using the phrase fake news, kind of a way to combat what what they feel are sensationalized journalism that really gets the people riled up around a particular thing, and never show the positive sides of the things that are going on as well. So just drawing a comparison between then and now, Teddy Roosevelt, very similar relationship that he had with some of the press back in the at the turn of the century. All right, cool beans. All right, let's go to another question. What were the laws that were created that enforced racial segregation in the South? What were they called? The laws that were passed that enforced racial segregation in the South. Very good, Jaden. Oh, man, Jim Crow laws. Good job, Jaden. Jim Crow laws. Yes, Jim Crow laws. Next question to rebound just right off of that question. What was the Supreme Court case that established that laws like the Jim Crow laws, segregationist laws, were constitutional? What was the Supreme Court case that established that these laws were constitutional? Come on, guys. What we got? What we got? What we got? Got to get this one. The Supreme Court case, I'm going to go ahead and give it to you because it seems like anybody has it. Supreme Court case is Plessy versus Ferguson. Plessy versus Ferguson. Very, very important Supreme Court case. I told you earlier in the week that we are going to have to be able to make a connection between Plessy versus Ferguson. Yes. Yes, it's Plessy versus Ferguson is the Supreme Court case. That's exactly what I'm asking about. It's the Supreme Court case that establishes segregation and Jim Crow laws were constitutional, that they were legal, that there was nothing wrong with having segregation as laws. And then the phrase that you need to know from that case, excuse me, is Plessy versus Ferguson. Yes, Plessy versus Ferguson. And the ruling is what you need to remember also. The ruling from that case and the doctrine that it established was separate but equal. That you could create separate facilities based on identity, based on gender, based on race, based on whatever it is, as long as it was equal. And equal is a very relative thing. So that's very important. Plessy versus Ferguson, separate but equal. We have to remember that, okay? All right, good. I'm going to ask one more question and then we'll move on to our assignment. Voting reform. Voting reform. There are several different voting reforms that took place, but this particular voting reform created a process that enables citizens to bypass, to go around their state legislature by placing proposed laws and amendments on ballots. So this gave the ability for the average citizen to propose a law, to suggest a law that would be voted on by the American public. What is the name of that process? Where citizens can bypass their state legislatures and propose a law. What is that called? Last question of the day. Give you some time to figure it out. We got it. Very good, Taylor and Asia. Very good. It's called the initiative process. The initiative process. There are three voting reform processes that you need to remember: the initiative, the referendum, and the recall. The referendum is very easy to remember. The referendum is just the vote on the initiative. So when someone puts out a petition to suggest a vote, then you have to have a referendum in order to vote. And then the recall process is when you remove a person from office. All right. Very good. Next week, remind me, if I don't remember, I'm sure I'll remember, but to talk about W.B. Du Bois and Booker T. Washington. And that may be a whole class right there. We just talk about Booker T and W.E.B. and may actually create an assignment where I put two quotes up between those two individuals and have you guys kind of discuss the quotes. So that's another conversation. I don't want to go into that right now, but just W.B. Du Bois on your graphic organizer. There's an explanation of the difference between W.B. Du Bois and Booker T. Washington, and the argument they were contemporaries who both had different solutions about what African Americans needed to do in the United States going forward. Okay, so if you go to Edmodo, really quickly, I just posted an assignment there, and it's called the Progressive Era T-shirt assignment. And so I'll talk about it. It's only 5 of us on right now. You guys can go back and look at it. But this will be kind of the explanation for everybody. Hopefully everybody will watch this later and then go in and do the assignment. So basically what I've done is I've created an assignment where you have to design a T-shirt. Okay. You're going to design the front of the T-shirt and the back of the T-shirt. The requirements are you have to have some type of graphic, some type of picture, and you also have to have some type of slogan, some words that describe whatever is the term that you choose. You're going to do 3 of these. You're going to do one on a concept. So a concept like separate but equal or muckraker, a term such as that. You're going to do a person like Jane Addams, Ida Tarbell, or Upton Sinclair. And then you're going to do a reform. So a reform like the initiative, the referendum, the recall, the meat packing, not the meat packing, but the Meat Inspection Act. Those are reforms. You're going to do 3 separate things, one of those 3 things, and you're going for 3 separate T-shirts. You want your T-shirt to be kind of subtle. And I gave an example there. If you look at on Edmodo, you want something subtle, which means you don't want to put initiative in big bold letters right across the front of the T-shirt. That's not what you want to do. You want to show understanding of the concept by designing the T-shirt, so that if a person had no idea what this term is, the T-shirt gives some explanation of it. Okay, so it's just a creative way of you being able to show me you understand some of these concepts. So once again, this is kind of a checking for understanding. Now, you're not going to do all of them. I'm not requiring you to do every single term, but I do want you to choose 3 things, 3 different types of reform, or 3 things that we're talking about: concept, a reform, or a person that we've discussed. And it can be any person. It can be Teddy Roosevelt. It can be Jane Addams. It can be Upton Sinclair. It can be Ida Tarbell. It can be any of those people that we've discussed this week. But it is from the Progressive Era. Okay? So don't stress out about it. Don't panic. Don't think, oh my God, that's not what this is about. This is just about checking for understanding. Just stick to the guidelines that I've put there in Edmodo. You're going to show me your understanding of this. You're going to have some type of picture, some type of slogan, words that help to for me to understand that. Don't put the title, or don't put the actual concept or the person's name on the T-shirt, that you want to show that you understand this by designing a T-shirt. And you do need to design the front and the back of the T-shirt. How are you going to do it? You can simply draw a T-shirt, a front and a back of a T-shirt, and draw it out, make it all nice and pretty, and take a picture of it and upload the picture. You can do that. Or there are so many different places you can go and design a t-shirt digitally as well. I think Excel has a template for it. Several different places have templates for it. That part of it, that's up to you. You can make it as you do it as creative as you want to do it, or you can do it as simply as you want to do it. I'm not judging, or I'm not going to grade that part of the process. Okay, so it's not a big assignment. It's something you really should be able to do in one sitting. But I'm giving you several days. I'm giving you all the way through the weekend to complete this. Okay. So I don't know if anybody has pulled it up yet. I just downloaded it or uploaded it onto Edmodo. But any questions about what I just said or what you're getting ready to do? And all of the details are actually on the assignment sheet. You'd have to upload the assignment sheet. Nasia, sounds good? Good. Once again, any questions that you have later on, once you start doing the assignment, just jump on Messenger, jump on email, and I will be available to kind of help you. Don't panic. If it's Monday rolls around and you haven't started on it, or Monday rolls around, you still got questions, don't panic about this. This is just something that we're doing to check for understanding. Okay. Anybody else? Taylor, you good? Anasia said she was good. I don't know. Jaden, are you still with us? There are about 5 people that are with us. At least it looks like they're with us. Yep. TJ, you're finally here. Anaya, you good? Quessy, you got it? You with us? Hope you're not sleeping. And I got it. Good. All right. If there are no other questions, then I'll go ahead and sign off. We're at about 11:15. Let you guys get at everything else that you need to do. Make sure you go on and do that, guys. Make sure you are reviewing and going over those things. Hopefully, you've highlighted your guided reading for the week. You didn't have to fill it out, but I did want you to highlight the important things that we talked about. Just make sure that you're checking for your understanding. We're not moving very fast. Generally, guys, we would do the progressive error in no more than 2 days. But really could do the whole progressive error in 1 day if we were still in school. And we've been doing it for the last 4 days. So we're moving nice and slow. Try not to leave too many people behind. And so if somebody is out for a day or don't have this for a day, they can come back and get caught up pretty easily. So let me know if you need me, guys. I'll holla.